D-Lo 404 Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to Marlo's Corner, Trey X, and the whole block fam. Hats up, Marlo's Corner. Go over and subscribe. Please subscribe to Marlo's Corner too as well. So we watched Andy Ruiz lose the belts to AJ on Saturday. Anthony Joshua boxed his way to a victory. Stayed out of Andy's wheelhouse. Controlled distance with his jab. And was able to get the win. A lot of people nutted up and started comparing him to Floyd Mayweather and started comparing him to Muhammad Ali and just all kind of foolishness. When in reality, if anything that just jumps out at me straight away, I will say this is what I said during the fight. Anthony Joshua fought with a lot of nervous energy, and I didn't think that he would be able to maintain his discipline and maintain his rhythm or maintain the pattern of fighting throughout the duration of the fight. The tempo I thought would get to him. The nervous energy always concerns me when I watch a fighter fight because it causes fatigue. And during the fight, I compared him to Jermaine Taylor. The way he was fighting, I said, and he looks like, he's fighting like Jermaine Taylor after Jermaine Taylor had been knocked out. He fought with a lot of nervous energy. He fought behind a great jab, and he moved around the ring well, and then he dart in and out and throw, vicious shots because Jermaine Taylor had the name Bad Intentions, so he definitely threw shots with bad intentions, even when he was on the defensive. And that kind of came to mind. But when it comes to a heavyweight, I think just off the top of my head, not really went back and looked at a lot of his fights, but for some reason, Chris Byrd comes to mind. I remember Chris Byrd fighting from a defensive posture at times, and for good reason. Chris Byrd was a smaller heavyweight in an era of heavyweight giants. He fought in the Klitschko era, fought both Klitschko brothers. He fought, of course, Tua wasn't a giant, but he fought Tua. I know he fought Galata. Galata was a big heavyweight. Not sure that I do think Chris Byrd fought Lennox Lewis. I can't remember off the top of my head, which if so, Lennox was a big heavyweight as well, 6'5". So my point is, Chris Byrd coming up, I think Chris Byrd came up from lightweight to heavyweight, and he did a phenomenal job for his size and for his skill set to be successful. He captured the championship, and he actually got a win over Wladimir Klitschko in a fight that, in my opinion, Wladimir was dominating, but Chris Byrd was there. And he never stopped coming forward. He kept bringing it to Wladimir. He never gave up, and Wladimir ended up having to retire due to injury in that fight. And if Chris Byrd laid down, he wouldn't have got the opportunity to get that win. So on his record, that's a TKO win for Chris Byrd. So, and he deserved that. He was there. Fought hard, and the cards fell in his, things fell in his favor in that fight. But my whole point is just to say that, guys, don't get carried away and start, want to put that Muhammad Ali label on AJ and say he fight like Muhammad Ali or heavyweight Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, to put it in perspective for myself, I'm thinking more Chris Byrd. Maybe I'm a little off, but that's my opinion. If you guys, care enough to go look, you can look at some of Chris Byrd's fight, especially against some of the bigger guys, and look at how he controlled some of these guys with the jab. He was able to dart in and out, and he was able to tuck his chin and stay out of harm's way in a lot of fights against big punchers. And we know that AJ was coming off of a knockout loss, and he did what he had to do to make sure that he wasn't a victim of another knockout. And like I said, I've not been highly critical of AJ because he did what he had to do to win the fight. And at the end of the day, results is all that really matters in boxing. The boxing is not a popularity contest, no matter how much you hear about Twitter followers and such. Boxing is about getting wins, getting in there against the best competition, and going out there fighting for legacy. Not necessarily about not losing, but daring to go out there and be great. And I got to give AJ credit for going directly back into that fight and getting his titles back and even trying for it. So my take on it, once again, Chris Byrd. But like I said, that's just my opinion. This is D-Lo 404 Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to Marlo's Corner. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.